Super. Bon, mais c'est parti.
Allez.
Okay. Welcome, Chantal. Thank you very much for doing this presentation.
Bonjour.
So, voilà. So this presentation will be recorded. So I hope you're everyone okay with that. And it will be shared on replay during the trade show. So the floor is yours. Welcome, Chantal.
Bonjour à tous. Welcome to everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you today. For us, it's a little bit too late in France, in Champagne, but it's probably morning for you on the East Coast or maybe even on the West Coast. So, welcome everyone. My name is Chantal Gonet, and I am the co-owner with my brother Pierre of Champagne Philippe Gonet. Champagne Gonet is located in Le Mesnil-sur-Oger, a very little village in the heart of the Côte des Blancs. The Côte des Blancs is right in the heart of Champagne region, and it was established in 1850s. So the house is very old, dating from the 18th century, and we are the 7th generation of the family. And my brother is a winemaker, and I am in charge of the sales. As you can see here on the picture, you have a stone where it's written made in 1783. So we have very old cellars, and it's always a great pleasure to see you. We love to welcome visitors, so please come and visit us in Le Mesnil. It's a great region in Champagne, and we have very nice cellars. We have also very old vintages. The oldest vintages is from 1893. Of course, it's an old Champagne. Naturally, it's a very good wine, but we keep a very nice library of old wines to check the quality, and we keep only Chardonnay from Le Mesnil-sur-Oger, so only Grand Cru. The style of the house, the style of Philippe Gonet, is mineral driven. My brother is passionate with Chardonnay. We produce 6 Blanc de Blanc on a range of 9 different champagnes. And so we do mostly Chardonnay. Produce a lot of champagne from Chardonnay grapes. Next slide. So here you have a map of Champagne, and that shows you exactly where is Le Mesnil-sur-Oger, this little city, little town, 1,000 inhabitants only, in the south of Épernay. That's historically where we have our vineyards, Le Mesnil-sur-Oger and Oger, both en cru, and also Vertu, that's where we have our Pinot Noir. Then my grandfather bought Chardonnay, 7 hectares, in Mongueux, which is located next to Troyes, a little bit more in the south of Champagne, about 1 hour southern of Épernay. Then in 1971, my father bought 1 hectare of Chardonnay in Vendée, so more and more Chardonnay, as you can see. And then the Pinot Noir and the Pinot Meunier that we own are located in the Vallée de la Marne. And exactly the name is La Chapelle, Montaudoin, and Le Breuil. We have 5.5 hectares of Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier. So totally, we own 20 hectares, around 45 acres, and the annual production is 16,012 bags. We export in 35 countries, in the US, of course, but not everywhere. And we are looking for importers in Mexico and Canada as well. We're going to talk about family. So we are sister and brother team. My brother Pierre studied in Burgundy. Sorry, we start with me. So Chantal. And in charge of the sales. I love to travel. I love to meet you. So that's why make sure if we work together, I will come right away to visit you and to help you on the market. I love to do that. I know most of my customers. I try to visit them at least once a year. So yes, and I participate, of course, in the blending process, but also I look after my own vineyards, and I like very much to do that. I'm really from the earth, and I love to be in the vineyard. I do the harvest as well. This is very important for me, so I can remember each vintage and really follow the quality of each wine. So I've lived also in Singapore 3 years, 2 years in Miami. That was 5 years ago, actually. And yeah, for us, export is very important. And as I told you, I love to meet customers. We think that if you buy Philippe Gonet champagne, is to have an experience with the wine grower. So very important to meet you, to go on your place, on your market, and very important to welcome you on our winery, make you visit and the experience with us, show you the vineyards, how we work, every secret that you think it's hidden, that actually it's not so complicated, and we like to share with you everything. So Pierre, my brother, is only 1 year older than me. He's a winemaker. He studied in Burgundy. That's why he has a little bit of Burgundy style. He loves really to be in the vineyard. This is probably his favorite job. And he loves to explore the different nuances of the Chardonnay that he can show in his wine. For him, the terroir is a very important thing. And we have one of the greatest terroirs in Champagne. And that's what he wants to show in his wines. This is the map of Le Mesnil-sur-Oder. You know how Le Mesnil is important. It's the best Grand Cru in Chardonnay. Here on the Google map, you see all the green rounds, that's your vineyards, 13 plots, exactly 5.5. And I can say that we are really experts of Le Mesnil terroir. The vineyards are spread out everywhere. In the, I would say, in the plain, more in the plain and more on the top of the hill. So very interesting to separate each part one by one to let them express their own complexity. So the vineyards, so they are about 30 to 40 years old. We like to renew every year part of our vineyards to keep the same age. But I have to say that the oldest vineyards is age, it was planted, in 1929, so more than 90 years old, and we are very, very proud of this grandmother vineyard, I would say, that is giving its best to reflect the terroir of Le Mesnil. As you can imagine, the roots are going very deep into the soil, this soil which is very special, and it brings all the minerals into the roots, into the grapes, and that's what we want to show in our wines. We work with friendly methods, of course, so no more insecticide, no more herbicide, biofertilizers, and we are certified HVE3. And we have also the certification Viticulture Durable in Champagne, which is even more complex, and which is also about social, for the employees, very important. Of course, respect the environment, not only the vineyards, but also the animals that are in the vineyards, and respect the water system. So, and we started this year to work in the vineyard bio, but only a couple of hectares. And of course, in the 3 years coming, we're going to grow this part. Here you have a couple of pictures of the press room, where it's on the top left. And just next to it, you see the Champagne Salon, which is quite well known. And Their vineyards is just on the left and our vineyards is just here. So same terroir. The terroir is very important to us. You know that the Champagne region is made of this pure white chalk, the soil. We have about 40 meters of this pure white chalk that gives this special minerality to the wine, this special salinity that we like very much and that we want to show in our wines. That's the style of Philippe Gonet: freshness, minerality, and salinity. I'm going to drink a little bit of our signature cuvée because I took too much. Cheers, of course. It's our signature Blanc de Blanc. And you see all the Chardonnay. And the little cups. In Champagne, it's like in Burgundy, the vineyards are very small. Sometimes a third of an hectare, a quarter of an hectare. In terms of winemaking, we use, first of all, the press, the old wooden press, very slow, very precise and respectful with the grapes. And of course, you imagine that with the contact of the wood, that brings something special to the wine, to the champagne, of course, and probably help for the oxidation of the wine. The wine can fight more easily when it's pressed like this. We use small tanks, a lot of small tanks. They are all either in stainless steel or wood. We have two types of barrels, 600 liters, the demi-nuit, and we have also 6,000 liters that is called foudre, actually. And something very different with other champagne growers, we use a lot of reserve wine, at least 30% up to 50%, to keep the consistency of the house, to maintain the same quality every year for the non-vintages, or we could say the multi-vintages. This is the lineup. So we have a range of 10 different champagnes. I'm going to start from the right, which is Belemnita. Belemnita is our top cuvée, made out of this Chardonnay from Le Mesnil, planted in 1929, so a very old vineyard that gives the very specific terroir, the very specific taste of Le Mesnil, minerality, salinity. But this is an old vintage. We are currently selling vintage 2008, so already 12 years old, and it's with now tertiary aromas like toastiness, like grilled almond, like honey, sometimes coffee as well. And what is important is that you have always the taste of Le Mesnil, which is fresh with those citrus in the mouth that makes your mouth very clean. That's always great, especially as an aperitif. And most of our wines are extra brut. We like very small dosage to show the purity of each wine, the natural taste of each wine, because the dosage sometimes is like a makeup and hides some aromas. So we like to keep a very low dosage. We even have a 3210, which is right in the middle, the black label. 3210 is a zero dosage. So what we call a brut nature as well. So on the right of the 3210, only extra brut, and on the left, brut, with the white label, with the signature of my brother, the winemaker, Pierre Gonet, the white label, and then more left, the rosé. Quite unusual rosé because it's made of 90% Chardonnay. So it makes a very delicate, elegant, with nice little berries in the nose, and this long finish that comes from the Chardonnay, of course, in mouth. Very elegant. It's definitely a rosé for the aperitif. With charcuterie, it's absolutely great. Then the Grand Reserve and the Brut Reserve, which are our blends. Fruitier, of course, but even in the wines, you have the style of Philippe Gonet, which is mineral-driven, very elegant, and with this very well-balanced tension at the end. So let's talk more specifically about Signature Blanc de Blanc. This is the most well-known champagne of the house. This is 100% Chardonnay. It comes from 4 different terroirs. We have 2 Grands Crus, Le Mesnil-sur-Oger and Auger. We have Vendée and Montgueux, more in the south, to bring some charms, some roundness to this Blanc de Blanc. I would say that it's a very easy Blanc de Blanc with this nice freshness at the end. Easy to start, easy for an aperitif, nice with little cheeses or fresh salmon. This is really elegant. As you can see, we have great awards, very important, of course, to be on the market. And this champagne is in half bottle, magnums, Jeroboams, Mathusalem, and Nabucodonosor. So all the lineup up to the big bottles for this signature, the house champagne. Yeah. We are very strong in Magnum. We produce Magnum in most of our cuvées, actually, 6 different cuvées. And as a challenge, I would offer a trip to Champagne for who would sell in the year 2000 Magnums. So I give you this challenge, and I hope someone will retake it and will succeed, because I would be very happy to welcome you in Champagne. So this champagne is in the nose, quite classic for Chardonnay. That means fresh butter, of course, like, you know, the croissant. Like a croissant. When you go inside the bakery, you have this fresh butter in the nose, the brioche nose, very elegant, and that makes you salivate. And also fresh nuts, fresh dried fruits. And in the mouth, you have a nice volume and little citrusy, very elegant, more like lemon, of course, and grapefruit as well. So very elegant. We are currently selling vintage, well, the majority of vintage 2016, and 30% of older vintages, what we call reserve wines. And the dosage here is 7 grams. Let me check. Yes, it's really good. Next wine. So this is the Cuvée 3210 that we created with my brother 10 years ago. You know that the trend right now, that actually the next champagne. So we created this champagne because the trend is really to drink more natural wines with less dosage, and this is a 0 dosage, brut nature. I called it extra brut because it means extremely brut, and this is really a very strong champagne. So I explain you 3110. 3 means 3 years of aging in the bottle. The 2 means 2 terroirs, 2 vineyards. We have half of Chardonnay coming from Le Mesnil-sur-Oger, Grand Cru, and half of the Chardonnay coming from Montgueux, the one in the south. So quite interesting because in the nose, Montgueux brings some roundness, so fruitiness, which are very interesting. It's probably more the tropical aromas of the Chardonnays, like lychees, mangoes, pineapple as well. And the other vineyard from Le Mesnil brings the salinity and the length in the mouth, very delicate, very like, you know, the iodine. So the best pairing with this champagne is really oysters. You take oysters from the Atlantic, and this champagne is just great. And so 0 means 0 dosage, of course, as I told you. Nice awards as well with this champagne, available in bottle and in magnum only. This one. So this is nice champagne that we sell more specifically in nice restaurants, Michelin star restaurants. It used to be at Le Bernardin, New York, with the Aldo Zone. He chose this wine for the aperitif, and it was also in the menu, in the grand menu of the restaurant. And the pairing was with oysters, of course. Here a picture of our cellars dating from the 18th century that I hope you will see one day. Just to explain our new project, Terre, that means terroir, and also 3, like 1 bis terre is 3. Because in this wine we have 3 different vineyards, 3 vintages, and 3 grams of dosage. So in this project, 2 cuvées to highlight our terroirs, of course, and because my brother Pierre wanted to explore a new winemaking. So all the lineup used to be with malolactic fermentation, and with this project, the 2 terre cuvées doesn't make the malolactic fermentation. So it's a special bottle. I'm going to show you the bottle. It's a special design that we have designed ourselves. We have digged new cellars 7 years ago, and we found an old bottle from the 19th century. And we decided to create our own shape. So this is the shape with a kind of roundness here, and with a round label, which is the same shape as the food oak barrel, where the wine stays for 8 months before the bottling. So this is not a vintage, it's a blend of different vintages, 3 vintages. Right now, the Terre Cuvée are 2012, 13, and 14. Terre with a white label is only Chardonnay, 2 Grand Cru and 1 Premier Cru, and there is also a black label, which is 1/3 of Pinot Noir, 1/3 of Chardonnay, 1/3 of Pinot Meunier, with a nice volume, nice structure, a little bit more a bigger champagne. Voilà. Here you can see a picture with my brother and his dog, and me, of course, with this food, the 6,000 liters oak barrel of 68 liters, and that's where the wines, the Terre Cuvée, stays for 8 months before the bottling, before the blending, of course. Yeah, so the 2 Terre Cuvée, here on the right, Terre Blanc, 100% Chardonnay, I told you, 1/3 of each cru, and on the left, Terre Noire, 1/3 of Chardonnay from Le Ménil, 1/3 from Pinot Noir from Mongueux, and 1/3 of Pinot Meunier from La Chapelle-Montauban. Voilà. That's from our vineyard. So Terre Blanc. Don't even need to show you the bottle, as you can see it on the slide. And we have also very good notes, very good awards on this one. Very elegant bottle, as you can see, and the neck is very thin, like the Dom Pérignon bottle. So when you pour it, you have to be very delicate. It's very elegant. The wine is absolutely gorgeous. It's fruity, the brioche, Chardonnay, the complexity of the dry fruits, of the buttery, brioche and toastiness, and in the mouth you have a different level of aromas coming with freshness, acidity, longness, creaminess as well, because it's aged in oak, and it's really delicious. Dosage is only 3 grams. That's really a great wine. Voilà. Just to tell you where we are. So we work with a Michelin star restaurant. We work with a lot of independent wine stores. We work also, yes, so wine stores, of course, or nice restaurants. We export in 35 countries, and we try to work with independent importers that are able to understand our wines. This is very important for us. We don't want to be a number in the portfolio. We really want people dedicated in our wines. And I will really commit with you and come and visit you, help you on the market. We include in our prices a budget, 10% of marketing budget. So either samples or marketing visits. I love to also come and do the sales meeting to, of course, to give the training to all your distributors, your sales team. Very important to transmit directly what you want to share, our passion, our love of Champagne. So thank you very much. I hope you stay with me up to the end. And please contact me. You can go on my booth. I'd be very happy to chat with you and to explain you everything about us, and also to explain you about our wines. Thank you very much. Cheers. À bientôt.
Merci Chantal. C'était super. Bon, on a bien. Il est un peu tôt pour moi, 11h26. Je ne peux pas me servir encore du champagne, mais ça fait envie. Hein? I'm sorry, I need to switch to English. So I said that it's too early to me at 11:30 to serve some champagne. This is me because there are mimosas.
Even for breakfast, you know, champagne is always great.
I know many people do that, but
maybe not today if you want to work after that. For
exactly.
Relaxing, otherwise, maybe not.
On vacation, maybe.
Exactly. The beach, not far from you.
Not far from me, exactly. But I haven't had time to enjoy yet. So, do we have questions from anyone? So, yes, your cellar. You said it's 1783 or earlier. The clay cellar. Ah, on t'a perdu la voix.
I don't know.
Voilà. Wait. So the date your cellar was built, what is it?
1783, right?
83. Okay. Excellent.
And
it always had champagne. Do you have remains of? Did you found remains of other things? I mean, tools or?
You mean in the cellar when we dig our new cellar 7 years ago? No, we found only old bottles, and we didn't find
old bottles.
But we have old tools in our cellar that we kept from our grandfather, great grandfather. As we are seventh generation, we have a lot of old things, old tools. You know, you keep everything
to make a small museum.
Yes, exactly. As the house has always been on the same place, you accumulate so many things. It's a nightmare. You need to use old techniques, new techniques. It depends. Sometimes you come back to old techniques. Everything is interesting, actually.
Okay. Pascal, do you have questions probably regarding the promotion, or because she is very fun to be along with importers?
Okay, so yesterday I received a call from California. It was an importer, and he asked me where he can find good champagne. Imagine the question, you know. So I talk about you, and he asked me, but why Chantal? Alors, I start to talk about you. I say you are in the best region in Champagne, blah, blah, blah. But what is the answer?
What I can bring is the value on top of it is that I can come and help you to promote my wines on your market, because I know how difficult it is. It's not just sending price list. You have to visit each customer. I know that each account has to be visited. You need to do tastings. You need to promote each wine you want to sell. I know how difficult it is. I like to do that. I like to do trainings. I like to show my wines. I like to share my passion. So that's my offer. I can bring you this value, and I can help you to sell the wines.
I was in a very nice place in Miami 6 months before, and I see your bottle. It was like an Italian place, but like a mix of bakery, restaurant. It was very, very fancy. And I see your bottle on the top. So I imagine you work with these people, you do some promotion, you visit them, because the bottle don't arrive like that on the tonneau in the middle of all the other bottles. Imagine you work a lot.
Yes, as you know, no orders would arrive by chance. You need to go and see each sommelier, do tasting with them. We do, of course, promotion sometimes, but the most important, I think, is to transmit the value, is to transmit the champagne experience. So the sommelier are more able to do the same with their customers. So that's what is important to show, to transmit, to train. And that's why I like to come and really to be in contact with those customers, because it's easier to convince them if they hear you. And I like to do that. So I'm ready to help you.
Parfait. And
Definitely.
I see on the some importers, they are from Washington, D.C. I see some of them, they are from Atlanta. Do you have some importer in Georgia or in Washington, D.C.?
Yes, East Coast is already a little bit busy. So
Okay.
Atlanta and D.C. is closed.
Okay.
The New England is still open on the top four. Otherwise, no, I don't think it's Florida, DC, everything is already. I'm looking for important California and Oregon, for example.
Okay, parfait. Parfait. It will be easy because a lot of people are from there. So thank you. Thank you, Chantal.
Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Call
Bye.
me.
Thank you very much, Chantal.
Bye-bye.
Take care of your little dog.
Yeah,
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for your attendances.